without like getting rid of his values. You know, and how putting these values and maintaining these values is specifically perseverance, positivity, self-discipline, and I have one more.
You said that honesty is the one.
And honesty. So we're focused on these 4 values in the business place. So if your answers can be like focused on that, I think that'd be very helpful.
Okay. Also, I know some of the questions that I need to ask you. We're also doing how do businesses use research to stay relevant in their fields and stuff.
Use what?
Like research.
Okay.
Like how you guys like do research to stay relevant and stuff like that. I mean, it is the English class and we're writing research papers, so we just want to see how these tools will be applicable to our future. We're going around speaking English more than we can use this. So just things like that, but mostly about the values. So.
Okay, so let's start with that.
Okay.
So let me ask you something before we start,
Yeah.
which is I'd like a definition of perseverance from you.
Oh well, I need that.
What do you? How do you? The other ones, I think I got, but
Yeah,
I know what I think it means, because I want to know what you think it
Yeah,
means.
the thing with perseverance is you never know, like if something is going like bad in the business, you never know when to stop. I mean, like a sign of this is not working, or this is part of the progress. There's these two differences, you know. So
yeah,
I mean, I think that's the like the main purpose of perseverance. Where do you decide to stop doing something in the business, or just keep trying with that because you know that it's gonna work? Does that answer your question?
Never giving up.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, well, it's a little different. What you're saying, what I'm hearing you say, perseverance to me is you just never give up.
Okay.
You keep at something. But you're saying, how do you recognize when something's not working and you need to
change it?
You need to switch and go the other direction. And a lot of businesses fail because we never figure that out, or we figure it out too late, or we think we didn't wait long enough and switched before.
Yeah.
You know, there's every possible scenario of that. So to me, it's kind of two different things, and that's why I wanted to ask you. So which?
I think the better that works for you. I think that never giving up is the best option here.
Okay.
So I want to know, how much time do we have to do this? We don't want to.
Yeah.
We need to be done at about 4 to 5.
Okay.
That's when.
Oh, no, sure, it's gonna.
That's when we
Yeah.
open.
Yeah, it's gonna take like less than time.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you want to read it?
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I know you have a copy of the questions, and it says,
Yeah.
the first one says, how does blank play a part in the role of CEO of this restaurant? So how does positivity, self-discipline, perseverance, honesty, how does that really play a role in running this
Okay.
company?
Well, I think when the way I'll answer that is that I don't think it matters what industry we're in.
Okay.
We're in the hospitality industry and the restaurant industry, but when I started my company and started my business, I had worked in the industry for 25 years. And so all those years, it's probably more years than you are old.
Yeah.
You take notes in your brain, and you take all these experiences and all these layers of things that happen to you, and as you go along, you say, I'm not going to do that. I am going to do that. That's a bad way to do this, and that's a good way to do that. So as you go through, and you have different bosses and different coworkers, and so all this, over that period of 25 years, I had kind of developed a idea of the culture, and that's one of the most important words for me, is the culture that I wanted to create in my company. And So one of the questions I think is, how do you bring your values and keep them and make them a part of what your company is? And I think if you are authentic, meaning you are who you say you are, and none of us are to a certain degree. We all, have our human frailties and weaknesses. But the point is, the majority, if you don't bring your core values to your company and make that part of your culture, then the likelihood of your staff and your team believing in the vision you're trying to create for them is going to be very slim. So the example is here in this restaurant. We're a fine dining restaurant. The vision that I wanted the 75 people that work here to get is that we want to be the best fine dining restaurant in the state of Utah. And we want to create the highest quality service, hospitality, food quality and presentation, and ambiance, a beautiful, clean, elegant setting. So if I can articulate that to my staff, then I present it with authenticity of being positive, with self-discipline and perseverance and these others, the chance of us successfully doing that go way up. So it's about creating that culture and using those tools and having people understand what the expected values are, but then you have to kind of live them. I mean, if I say those are my values, but then my personal conduct does not reflect those values, it's not going to work. Yeah. The people that work for me are going to say, this guy's not honest. Yeah. This guy is a jerk. He yells at us. He humiliates us. That kind of thing. I don't have a company. I mean, I might have a company for a year or two, but the longevity there is not going to be there. So.
Okay. Do you see these values being used through your employees?